Hello, my name's Jo. I am from the Transcription Directory, and today I am interviewing Sonya and Claire from TranscribeRight.
Hi, Jo.
Hi, Sonya and Claire, but one at a time or both at the same time, however it goes. Who are you?
I'm Sonya, and I live up in Cairns, sunny North Queensland, my lovely background. And I've been working in the industry for, at this point, my daughter was 4 and now she's turning 24, so 20 years. And for me, that started out, I guess I'm going into more my background than who am I. Do you want me to bring it back to who am I?
Yeah, I want to know who you were.
Yeah, okay. So I am somebody who is passionate about living my life the way I want to live it. I love the fact that I'm working from home because I'm an artist. So I have a side gig where I am making art and selling art. I have an interest in volunteering for different organisations. So I've given a couple of days of my week to the Cairns Turtle Rehabilitation Centre. I have a family that I love to be with and that I love to travel to spend time with. My daughter just recently moved to Adelaide, so that means now I get to travel down to South Australia. My father and stepmother are also down there. And yeah, I'm a bit of a free spirit. So I ended up doing transcription work because that lets me be the person that I want to be.
Wonderful.
I'm not dissimilar, actually, to Sonya. I think it's one of the reasons we work together so well. I came across from the UK in '97 to Australia, and I was also looking for something. I had a young baby at the time, and I was also looking for something that would allow me to be very flexible. I didn't want to have a job with a 9 to 5. And I just started looking around on the internet and discovered virtual assistants. And I thought, well, okay, that's something that I could maybe do online. And then rather than the full sort of virtual assistant stuff, I actually found that most of the stuff that I was getting was transcription. And that suited me, actually. I didn't really want to faff around booking people's air tickets and things and just all that other sort of admin-y detail. So like Sonya, I've probably been doing this for 20 years. We've been working together for probably getting on for 6. Well, that's not true. We've had our own business for about 6 years. Prior to that, we worked in a different transcription company together, both on admin as well. So we've known each other a long time. What do I do? I'm not as creative as Sonya, but I create things using fabric rather than paints, and really got into quilting over lockdown. It's kind of become a bit of an obsession. Yeah, I love to spend time with the family too, and my fur babies. And yeah, I just love the freedom and flexibility that transcription gives us.
Yeah, wonderful. Yes, I would have to agree. Yes. And you run a little business called TranscribeRight. Can you tell me what is TranscribeRight?
Sonia, do you want me to start? Or yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Well, we know that it's very hard to find really good transcribers. So having worked in the business, since 2003, we know that if you can find somebody that's a good transcriber, you want to keep them. But unfortunately, they're few and far between. A lot of people do transcribe, but there's not as many people are really, really good at it. And so we were finding that it was really hard to find people with the skills that we were looking for. And Sonya, being Sonya, just said, hey, well, we know this industry inside out. We could maybe write a course. And I thought about it and I thought, actually, yes, yeah, we totally could. And so that's basically how it was born. Sonya has many skills. One of them is using video cameras, so she was well placed to create the video content. I love to write, so I was well placed to do the blogs and interviews. And we basically put every single thing that we've ever come across into the course. Sonya, I'm sure I've missed something.
Oh, no, I think you've been very, very thorough on that. Yeah. Yeah, it was a process. We started with the beginners course,
Yeah.
and so that meant sitting down and thinking, what was it like going back in time?
Mm.
When we started out, what was it like? We've both got backgrounds working with audio previously, but single voice audio. I used to be a legal secretary for 15 years before my life as a transcriber, and it's very different. But we went through the process. We transitioned from office jobs to home jobs, and we transitioned from single voice audio, where you get very familiar with that one voice, their syntax, their mannerisms, and exactly what they want from you, to being able to work for many clients with many different requirements, many different voices.
Mm. And accents.
Yes.
And beanbags.
Yeah, that's right.
And audio quality, and
Absolutely.
yes,
Yeah, so we boiled that down and we took it back to the beginning and remembered what it was like when we were starting out, and that's where we started with the beginners lessons. It's starting out.
Yeah. And so you took an idea and you decided to act on it and implement it and create something from it. What's the worst that could have happened if it didn't work? So if it didn't go the way you planned?
We wouldn't have gotten any sign-ups. We would have gotten very sad, and we would have put that little baby to the side and put our energies into something different. Claire and I are full of good ideas.
Yeah.
That's right. I think the worst possible thing, would have been that we had wasted our time. I mean, to go through from, as Sonya said, to go right back to the real nuts and bolts and build it up to the advanced course where, you know, you're dealing with multi-voice accents. I think there's about 20 different accents, maybe even more, in the course throughout. We tried to literally make sure that there wouldn't be anything when people started working in the industry that they hadn't come across in the course. So the worst case would be that we had wasted our time. I mean, it probably took, what do you reckon, Sonia? I think from start to finish, it was probably a good 12 to 18 months, I think, of just, chipping away on top of other things that we were doing. But that would have been the absolute worst thing. But then you don't know unless you try. So
that's right. And we didn't have to take that route, but I think if we had have, at the very least, we would have had that content in place because we'd already created it, and we would have used it in some of the other areas that we were also working in, because we would have had it there and available to us. So we would have disseminated it in a different form, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So well and truly worth it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Cool. And how did you get it right? So how did you get it from your initial idea to releasing it and then getting it to where you wanted it to be, or maybe where your students wanted it to be?
That required input from third-party people. It couldn't just be Claire and I. Let me know if there's too much background noise, because I can relocate. So once we had it was a bouncing off process between Claire and I to begin with, where, there's the writing process, and then you need to check it, and we tweak it together. So all of the content is a combination of Claire and I. It's totally parented by two people. But once we felt it was in a good place and we launched it, then it was testing it. It was getting other people to come on and run through the lessons and give us their feedback and let us know where we'd missed, where we'd fallen down, where things were confusing, and what things needed tweaked.
It's not a set and forget by any means. It's constantly refreshed. And if a student says, because there's a lot of assumed knowledge when you've been doing something as long as we have, you forget, because it's just like breathing. So if there was an area where students wanted a little bit more explanation or to go into something in a bit more depth, it was very easy for us to accommodate that. And as I said, it is very much a living, breathing thing. So it's constantly being updated. Sonya, is starting to go back and change some of the earlier videos because now she's got better equipment and she's more familiar with different programs and things. So it's a constant work in progress. It's not just, we've done that, finished, that's the end of it. No.
Alrighty. Did it all happen as you expected?
Well, I honestly thought we would launch it and millions of people would come. They would
If you
come.
build it, she will come.
Right. And we launched just before Christmas, and I thought this is going to be the best Christmas gift for Claire and I. We're going to be, but it's a slow burn. Unfortunately, we have experience running small business. This isn't our first small business that we're running. It's one of two. And so we already knew, we had the knowledge and the basis to understand that it's going to be baby steps. It's going to be a slow burn. And we started to learn a lot of things about brand awareness. And Claire found us some great people to work with that helped us develop that, didn't you, Claire?
Yeah, we just, it was quite lucky. We just sort of fell into meeting these people, and they helped us build a sales funnel, because that's something that we had no experience in at all. And just getting to grips with social media and how that can help you with brand awareness, get your product in front of a lot of people, and also build a trust, because, you know, we're asking people to spend some money with us, and so you have to be you have to show people that you're trustworthy, that this is a real thing, that we actually have the experience that we're talking about, that we are living this, we are doing this, and so that, you know, this is real and you're going to get a really good product. And so it's just building that up slowly, and then people going, oh yeah, actually, yeah, I can see them on the internet. I can see that they've got this business, and you know, they're doing this, and that helps give that confidence to, you know, hit that PayPal button, which is, you know, that's what it's about.
Yes. So you had some skills. You both brought some skills to the table and have learned a lot more on the way.
Yes.
So you don't need to know everything to get started. That's good.
Yeah. I think it's really important to understand what you don't know, because it's those areas that you actually do need to get help on. And you'll suffer if you can't acknowledge where your weaknesses are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get expert help when you need, for sure, because it's worth every penny, because you could spend ages, and, you know, as you said, we can't all be good at everything.
No. Not enough time in the day.
No.
If you had to choose just one thing that's made it all worth it, or what would that one thing be?
I think for me, it would be just going from Sonya saying, why don't we just do this? We can do this. We've been working in the business such a long time. We have helped run admin for some very large transcription companies in Australia, and we've run our own successful business. You know, we have the skills to do it. And I guess going through that process to finally uploading it, and there it is, and it's finished, and it was just like, wow, you know, we've done this. We've actually done this. This is really exciting. It was a real sense of achievement, actually, for me.
Yeah. And building on from that, I think for me, and Claire as well, I know, because we've talked about this frequently, it's actually seeing the students that have come to us, the people that have arrived at our door, that are looking for something different, that have even less of a background in typing and audio that Claire and I started with, and seeing them develop and grow through the course to being people that are now transcribers and are working in the industry. And that's just been amazing to see that we've been part of that change of their lives. It's been really good.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. So you look like the type of people who plan things and know where you're going and what you're doing.
Not at all.
Well, if somebody had told you 10 years ago this is what you'd be doing now, would you have believed them, and what would you have said to them?
Oh my gosh, no. 10 years ago, where I was, I'm just trying to think, was that we might still be talking Peter.
Yeah.
In our previous lives, which was beautiful. I was content. I was content where I was at. It takes a shake up to bring change into your life. So 10 years ago, no, I couldn't have foreseen the shake up that was about to come.
No, and although we've done all of this, I don't know about Sonya, but I'm certainly not really a planner. I think that, an event happened. The business that we had been working with for a long time, that we really, as you say, settled, safe space, very comfortable, could do it, falling off a log, great. And then it was sold, and that was the time that we thought, you know what? Why don't we just go out and do this ourselves, which led then on to the course. But yes, I don't think we sort of bounce crazily off each other. I don't know that we plan. It seems to work. But it's just like, let's do this, okay. And we somehow do. So no, I just assumed I would stay subcontracting until I decided I didn't want to do that anymore. But this is far more exciting. Yeah,
a lot more fun too, by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
So if there was someone out there who had an idea such as you did, and they're thinking about implementing it and going through the process and creating something and out of nothing, what piece of advice would you give them? Go for it.
Go for it.
Yep. Just do it.
Just do it. Just sit down, think about, and you've got to plan out some steps, but think about what's the bare minimum you need to get rolling, and then get rolling.
I think it's the things you don't do in life that you regret. I think more often than not, whether or not you fail or you're embarrassed, it's still the things that you never question, like, what if I had have done that? When we moved to Australia, we had a 4-month-old baby, and we were giving up 2 very good jobs, and we were coming to Australia, and I just thought, the worst case scenario is we go back to the UK. It's cost us some money. We might look a bit silly with our friends if we can't make it here, or we decide it isn't for us. But we won't be sitting there 20 odd years on going, well, why didn't we give that a go? Because we knew what was going to happen in the UK, but we didn't know what was going to happen if we moved here. So it's the same with starting a business or an idea. Just go for it, because what's the worst that can happen?
Love it. Love that. Yeah, that's fantastic. And if I was thinking about becoming a transcriber, why should I go with TranscribeRight?
Because it's the best.
Yeah, of course it is.
Definitely. It's simply
no, in all seriousness, we honestly believe, for value for money, that it is the best bang for your buck. Obviously, we've looked at some of the other offerings, and we're not aware of anybody who offers the same level of going right from the beginning through to advanced, with all of the accents, varying audio quality, multi-voice, multi-voice files, and just literally everything from setting up your home office to your office on the move to how to get your basic bookkeeping sorted, how to write a subcontractor agreement or a deed of confidentiality. We literally cover everything, I think. Sonya, if I missed anything.
No, throughout the course we talk about self-sufficient, that we want to create self-sufficient transcribers, and so we've done our best to put everything we could possibly think of in the course to help somebody who has no experience at all reach the point in their life where they then have a choice. Do I want to start my own home business and chase my own clients and maybe create my own subcontractor base of transcribers that are working for me, or do I want to get on out there, put in some applications and score myself a position on a subcontractor team? It was about creating choice for people and giving them different options to take their own path.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Is there anything I have not asked you, or anything that you would like to add?
Anything I would like to add? Let's see. Well, if anybody's watching this video and you've got any questions, feel free to reach out to Claire and I. We can give you more information. We've got a YouTube site. You can go and have a look at some videos. You can jump on the forums and speak to transcribers new and old. And we're just here. We love to help.
I think that is also our point of difference, is that we literally are there every step of the way. And so not only when you sign up for the course, not only have you got all of that content, but we have a Facebook group just for alumni, and you are in direct contact then with myself and Sonya if you have any questions at all. And you also have contact with students that are currently enrolled. So again, you know, if you're thinking, oh, I don't understand this, you can reach out to other students as well, or to us, and we can just put you right straight away. So yeah, I just join up, start, get going.
Well, having done your course myself, I would have to agree with everything you've said. It gave me, and I was a reasonably experienced transcriptionist when I did your course, and I still learnt a lot from it. So yeah, I did. There's things I learnt from that course that I still think of now. So thank you very much for starting TranscribeRight, and thank you very much for our chat today. And I hope to see you again soon. Thank you, Sonya.
Awesome. Thanks,
thank you,
Jo.
Claire.
Thanks.
Bye.